Hi there, I'm Lauren and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Sweet Smiling Soul, where I talk about all things sewing. Today we are working on part 6 of the Doll and Dollhouse Storybook Series. So this is the exciting finale where we put together all the pages that we have made so far and turn it into the storybook. I'm going to show you how to put that together following the instructions from my dollhouse pattern, which you can purchase from my shop. The link is in the description of this video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment and I'll get back to you. So let's collect all the rooms that we've worked on so far and turn it into a storybook. So here's what you'll need for this part of the project. You'll need your outer shell, which we made in part 2. We need your bedroom and wardrobe from part 3, your bathroom and your hobby room from part 4, and the living and dining room from part 5. So we've got 4 panels to work with here. We also need to have some scissors handy, some pins. Depending on what color fabric you used for the front of your house, you might want to use a top thread or a bobbin thread that matches the outside of your dollhouse. So for mine, I'm going to use this brown for the outside of the house and this white for the inside. You'll also need some ribbon to help you tie the book together. I've got this pink ribbon here, but if you don't have any ribbon, you could also use something like macrame cord. I'm likely going to use the ribbon today. You will also need a pointy tool just to help you when you're turning everything right side out and to make the corners nice and sharp. It's up to you. You can use pinking shears to trim the seams down if you like. If you've got them, you can use them, but if you don't have them, no worries. We'll start with the outer shell and the bedroom. So what we want to do is place these two right sides together like that, and you just want to check if everything's lining up. Sometimes our pieces kind of become a little bit smaller because we've sewn items on there. Sometimes the interfacing can shrink the panel a little bit. So it might be that you have some fabric hanging over a little bit on one of the panels, so you might just want to trim that down so that it's all nice and neat and you have a 1 centimeter seam allowance to work with around the edge. I'm going to sew the bedroom piece on top of the outside piece the way it is, and then I'll trim it down at the end, but it's up to you. You could trim it before you sew or you could trim it after. I'm going to pin this into place, and I'm only going to be sewing around 3 of the edges, so I'll leave the bottom edge open. So I've made a mistake here. I was so excited to put this together that I forgot to add the ribbon to the top layer and the bedroom pieces. So I'm just kind of showing you this step before I show you how I went about the rest of this here, just to make sure that you're doing it in the correct order and not making the same mistake that I did. So what you want to do is take a couple of pieces of ribbon. So I would measure maybe 30 centimeters or so, maybe 40, just to be safe. You can always trim it down later. I'm going to give myself a little bit extra. So I'm going to cut that. Then I'm going to cut a second piece the same length. And like I said, you could use macrame cord or something similar if you don't have any ribbon. So I'll keep it like that for now, and I might trim them down later if they're a little bit too long. So we grab the outside of the dollhouse and the bedroom and wardrobe, and we're going to place those pieces right sides together, and you're going to place the ribbon, you're going to go inside with one piece and you're going to place it inside and poke it through the seam. So because I've made the mistake of stitching this already, I'm just going to unpick a few stitches just so that I can poke the ribbon through, and then I'm going to sew over it to seal it up. So I don't know why I just get so carried away because I'm not following my instructions to a T because I've made it several times now. I wasn't following my PDF instructions, so if you are following the instructions, you won't make this mistake. I've just unpicked a few stitches so that I can poke my ribbon through, and I'm just gonna get that through the hole. Yes, it's coming through now. So I'll just let it overhang a little bit, and I want to make sure that it's in the center because that's where the center fold is going to be, and we need to make sure that it's in the center of the book. I've got my one piece there, and I'm just going to take this to my machine and I'm going to sew that closed. But if you're doing this from the beginning, the correct way, you would pin that down before you sew around this whole edge, and then that way you only have to sew over this once and you don't have to unpick anything. Now I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and I'm going to sew a 1 centimeter seam allowance around the top 3 edges. So I've sewn around the edges. I went a little bit closer to the edge because my bedroom fabric was quite short, so I didn't want to chew up too much of the space. This bit isn't necessary, it just depends if you need to reduce the bulk or if you just want to make sure that all the seams are nice and neat. I've trimmed down the seams and now I'm just going to turn it right side out. So I will get my pointy tool, poke out the edges. So now that it's turned right side out, you can see that that's attached nice and neat to the center fold. So we've got the top ribbon installed. From here we can trim any overhang that you have just to make it nice and neat, and then we can attach the ribbon to this side of the dollhouse. But before we do that, I'm just going to continue working on the second panel, and I'll keep all that together so that I don't forget the next ribbon. So I've got my bathroom piece here and my dining and living room, and what I'm going to do is place them right sides together, and I can clearly see that the bathroom piece is much bigger than the living and dining, so I will trim this down. What I'm going to do is make sure that everything's even as well and straight, because I don't want any wonky features. I think I can actually trim off a fair bit because I do have most things away from the edge. It's mostly the bathroom piece that needs trimming, so if I take a look at that, I've got quite a bit to work with at the bottom, along the top as well, and I could even trim the sides a little bit. But I think the main part is the top and bottom, it's not so much the sides. So I will trim that down and make sure everything fits within the living and dining space, and then I'll sew it together. I've stitched it all down, and before I tidy up the edges, I think I'm going to turn it right side out just to make sure that everything looks okay and there's nothing that's cut off. So I think that's okay. So the main thing was that we didn't want the curtain to be cut off, we didn't want the lamp to be cut off, and I can see that that's just in there. Once I press it and everything, that won't be so close to the edge, but I think that works. And then the top is fine, the curtain rod can be used, there's nothing stopping that. So I'll just turn it back inside out, trim down the seams, and then we'll move on to the next step. I'll take my sharp tool, poke through the edges, first with my finger and then using something pointy just to get those sharp corners happening, and then the same for the other corner. Now I'm going to take it to the ironing board and I'm just going to press these sides down so that everything's nice and neat. So everything has been pressed now so that all the seams are nice and neat, and you can see everything is in place and nothing is really cut off. Now we're going to fold in this opening by about 1 centimeter if you've got it, or a little bit less if you just want to have a bit more space, and we're going to press it down and then stitch it closed. So I've just pinned everything at the bottom, and I can see that there's nothing in the way. If I were to sew very close to the edge here, nothing's going to get cut off, and it's the same for the bathroom as well. So I'm just going to go very close to the edge, and then I shouldn't have any problems with any items being cut off. I've top stitched that down and closed the opening. So I'm just going to trim the threads, and you can see that both sides, so this side here and this side here, there's a nice neat line going across, but it's not cutting anything off. So that piece is ready to go, and now we're just going to finish the outside piece and then we can tie it all together. So the first step here is to fold in the seam and pin everything in place. So I'm going to do that now at my ironing board. So I've just trimmed down my seam a little bit because it was a little bit too long, and now I'm just going to carefully fold in the edges, give it a bit of a press as I go. I'm going to fold it and pin it as I go. So just take your time with this section. So I've pinned everything down and folded in the edges as best I can. And if I look at the front, I can see that nothing's cut off. The leaves fold in a little bit on this side, but I did that intentionally, so I'm not worried about that. And the next thing is to just add the second ribbon. We just need to poke it in at the end here. So I'm just gonna remove one of these pins, move it over a little bit, and then I'm gonna slide the ribbon in far enough so that we can ensure that it's going to be secure, and then I'm going to sew over that. We want to make sure that it's lined up with the other ribbon as well, so you can see that those two line up together and can be tied together, and then when we fold it, it's also in the center. Now I'm going to take it to my machine, and I'm going to have a white thread on the top, and then I'm going to add this brown bobbin thread to the bottom because I want this thread to not be so obvious. You can do that if you like, or you can just use whatever thread you're working with. So let's put that together now. So I have sewn along the bottom to close everything up, and it's looking nice and neat along the bedroom floor, and then the same for the outside. So you can see I've got a brown thread happening across the bottom. It just makes it a little less noticeable. The ribbons are both in and secure. The last thing that I'm just going to do for my dollhouse is just to top stitch along the top there so that this stops poking out like that. So if I just do a stitch across the top there, I think that should keep everything in place. So I'm going to do that now, and then we'll see how it all looks together. So I've stitched that down and it's working much better now. You can see on the back, got a little stitch up the top, but it's not too noticeable, so I'm okay with that. The last thing is to just trim your ribbon so that it's equal. You know, you might not need to trim that much. I only need to trim off a tiny bit. I'm going to trim it on an angle, and then I'm also going to use like a lighter or a match or something just to seal off the ends to make sure it doesn't fray. You don't have to do that, that's totally up to you, or you could even just tie 2 little knots at the end. So now we just take our other piece, and I usually place it into the book so that the bathroom and the hobby room are facing down and the living room is the center of the dollhouse. And we take our ribbon, we tie it in a knot or a little bow like that, and then we close it up, and we've now got the dollhouse storybook. So if we open it up, we've got the wardrobe there, we've got the bathroom here, the dining room and the living room, and the hobby room and the bedroom. So let's see how the doll fits in the book, along with some of the little extras that you can make. The instructions for these extras are in the pattern tutorial, so you can check that out. I've got some pieces here ready to go, so we're just going to open it up. And for the wardrobe, we can add a little dress that we made in part 1 and place it inside so her clothes can stay in there. Then we have the bathroom, and she can get undressed, she can slide into the bath, we can have the curtain like that. Then one of the extras is a little towel, so we can pop that with her in the bathroom. From here we can tuck the little towel in, we can put her dress back on, and we can move on to the next room. So we have the dining room where she can eat her meals or read a book, and we have the living room where she could relax. We might even want to add a little cushion to the couch, or she might want to have a little nap on the couch with this soft blanket. Then we have the hobby room, and again we can place a cushion in the hobby room. She might want a little soft blanket in there, and I have made some little books which can be placed in the hobby box. She could also have a little read in the hobby room, and then from here she can slide into bed like that. So we can place the blanket here as well. She could read a little book in bed, and that is the Dollhouse Storybook. So everything can be folded up, so it's a great portable toy. You can take it away on holidays, or it can be a really sweet keepsake. I mean, I'm so happy with this version. It's really great. Another thing that makes this Dollhouse Storybook special is that you can use it as a storybook, or you can open it up and spread out the rooms, and then that way it's kind of like one big house, and then you can flip this over if she wants to have a bath or hang out in the hobby room. So there are so many different ways you can play with this. You can really get creative with this. You can make it your own. You could even have a theme if you like. I think for me it's more like a cottage theme, but you could go with a boho theme or a grungy theme. It's totally up to you. You can really go whichever way you like with this and use different fabrics, and you know, even changing up the doll. You can change her hair, the skin color, the clothes that she wears. You know, you can really give her the personality that you would like her to have. You know, what I've done here with the Doll and Dollhouse Storybook is really just for inspiration, and I would really encourage you to do what you feel is good and what you enjoy most. And yeah, I would love to see what you create, so please share it with me and let me know if you decide to make this. Let me know what you think of the Doll and Dollhouse Storybook. I'm so happy that it's finally finished. I'm really happy with how this version turned out. So we've got the wardrobe, the bathroom, the dining and living room, and the hobby room and the bedroom. So it's super sweet, really happy. I hope that these tutorials and this Dollhouse series was helpful or inspiring in some way and just makes you want to make your own. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you're searching for the pattern, you can find it in the description of this video. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I really appreciate you being here. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. Share it with a crafty friend, like it, comment, all the things. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.